Welcome to the show, guys. I'm Juwan, aka Silent.
I'm Bill, aka Greek guy.
Hey, I'm Josh. I don't really have an online presence.
I'm Josh. I'm just Josh. I should put it, if I edited up the video, just put just Josh on there. This week we watched The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah, boy.
He didn't really rise, but I think we all enjoyed the show, and I can't wait to talk about this one because this one is... It was 25 episodes. I thought it was 24, and then I found another episode, and I was like, oh, oops. And it's an isekai anime. It follows the story of Iwatani Nofumi. He picks up a book in a library, and it transports him to another world, isekai, where the four legendary cardinal heroes are summoned to fight off some waves, which are bad calamities.
Yep.
And some trouble ensues with him because apparently the other three cardinal heroes, the princess and the king, all hate the shield hero.
It's a shame because it's not really the three ones first. It started because of the princess and the king.
Yeah.
They were like cool starting off, not bad. Like, of course they're gonna joke around, but then as soon as freaking the princess wanted to start some shit, it went downhill for them.
Yeah. Well, see, all right. Here's my gripe. Like, I enjoyed the show. It's a very enjoyable show. It's nice. It's a fun, easy watch, But, like, the whole time, like, episode 1, mine and the king conspire against Nofumi. Okay, we believe you. He's not able to disprove that one yet.
That's true.
Episode 2, mine and the king conspire against Nofumi. Ren and... Oh my god, the spear hero and the bow hero,
Moriyasu
and Itsuki. I see his name is so close to Isekai. I keep wanting to call him Isekai. Isekai are like, okay, we believe you. Nofumi dispels everything. Oh, you're right. You're right. You guys are lying, and he's innocent. Cool. Episode 3. Here we go again. Mine and the king conspire against Nofumi.
Yeah.
Itsuki and Ren are like, we believe you. And he dispels them again. And you're like, okay.
Like, the thing about it isn't so much that the other heroes do or don't believe them. That, all right, sure. What the fuck ever. Like, all four of these guys just met when they were summoned. They have no real reason and are from different versions of Japan.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good
makes
one.
sense. So they have no real reason to believe or disbelieve anything about their fellow heroes because they literally just met the night before. Mine accuses...
Naofumi.
Naofumi, Mr. Shield Hero, of raping her. So I can understand them like just sort of going along with it and being like, oh, okay, we just met him. What's the proof? The proof was very flimsy, but as the show goes on, we realize, oh, the king hates the shield hero. The princess doesn't actually hate the shield hero. She's just
a sociopath.
She's a bitch.
Yes, she's a sociopath, so she's just using that hatred of the king and, as we later find out, the church of the state.
The three heroes.
Yes. For political power.
Because technically, even her being the oldest, because there is two princesses, she got stepped over as being the next ruler.
But the thing is,
she was overlooked as the ruler because she's a pathological liar.
Yeah,
and
so
she's
and that's not my problem. My problem isn't that mine and the king were conspiring against the shield hero through hatred. Whatever, that's fine. My problem is the fact that not Moriyasu, but Itsuki and Ren, like all the way up until like episode 17, had no critical thinking of their own because they're like, yeah, we believe you.
Well, that's another part of the problem. Well, I don't call it the problem, but it is a part of just what the show's pointing at because it's not just your standard isekai because it's not one person that we only ever follow. It's actually 4 people that have been isekai'd, so it actually gets to examine some things, not the least of which being all three of the other guys came from realities where there was a
video
game of a video game of some sort that was basically exactly like how the magic system in this isekai functions.
Yeah.
So they had that advantage, but there was also problems because as the show goes on, there are plot points of like the sword hero. He killed this dragon. Cool. The corpse doesn't just despawn, so then it just starts putrefying and then leads to a whole plague from winds blowing down the mountain it was laid on.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's a good touch. Another good touch. Like they do some good world building touches, like
or how the bow hero killed the king.
Exactly. He
and then
the
noble,
and then like
it left the town in ruin.
He left it with the mercenaries.
Yeah, like
what are mercenaries? They take what they want and then they go.
The rebellion. The rebellion was there and they wanted him deposed, but it seems like the real reason they wanted him deposed was just so that they could be the ones in power, because nothing actually got better for the citizenry afterwards, and they still had to deal with the fact that the war led to a bunch of their towns turning to rubble.
Reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where they do the purge.
Oh God!
And they're like, "Hey, I got this idea of one night a year."
It's the purge, Morty. It's the purge.
But yeah, it's like, and I don't mean like it's a problem, but like I was like, after a couple episodes, like any rational human being would have been like, "Wait a minute, he's just proved you like 5 different times. Maybe we shouldn't believe you as much as we."
Well, yes and no, because the proof offered ultimately just falls down to he said, she said. That's
true,
why they were so easily like swayed one way or the other. So I can understand why it took the other two heroes so long before they started doing investigations on their own.
They just had no thoughts of their own, though. That's what killed me. The whole episode, they're just listening.
Well, true, because Moriatsu is an idiot.
Oh, he just listens.
No. Like Moriatsu, like Spear Hero, it's very clear that guy is just an idiot, and as the anime points out, has a hero complex.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So him immediately believing mine, not only because she's the princess, but because she's a party member, I 100% do not question that.
No, I don't.
No. Now, here's the thing I was questioning the whole time, and like the only thing that like really bothered me, it wasn't any of the wish fulfillment. It wasn't actually how any of the characters acted. It was how they didn't explain some very basic things. Like, we learn early on that the place is actually a monarchy. Or not actually a monarchy. Obviously, it's a monarchy. What I meant to say was matriarchy.
Matriarchy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that means the queen is actually in power. And, like, to be perfectly clear, it's like matriarchy in name only. The only woman in power we see is the queen. We don't see any other, like, nobles, no mayors or anything. But that's a minor point. I thought it was just, for a while, I actually thought it was just another one of Mind's lies. So that gives us 2 major questions, one of which doesn't get answered in the first season and probably isn't going to get answered. But the first question is, all right, where's the queen? Because the anime addresses that she's away from the capital and away from her seat of power.
Yeah.
And how stuff got sideways. But that isn't until like the last few episodes of season 1 that they actually say, yeah, she was away at a conference with other leaders deciding how they were going to deal with the waves.
I think I figured it out.
Well, the thing with that is she was at the conference to see which country was going to summon which hero.
Which cardinal hero, because
because each one had a different
what was the name of the country they were in? Meltoria or something like that? Something
like there's a reason.
Malamar,
yeah.
Malamar.
Right. Yeah, no, that's right. That's the name of the royal family. That's right.
That hates the freaking shield.
Yeah, and they were supposed to summon one hero, but they ended up cheating and summoning all 4 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think I figured out why everybody hates the shield hero now.
Which was like the thing that I personally was wondering. Okay, why does everybody hate the shield hero? And then they explain why the church does, because they view him as a devil.
Yeah.
Because reasons.
Devil,
but
the shield.
No, Like, okay, so that's why. Why do they view him as a devil? Why did the king like just inherently have beef with the shield hero before he even showed up? Could we get an explanation on that? Because
Do you think the queen was married to the shield hero beforehand?
Oh, the
or the
previous
shield
one?
hero tried to steal the queen from him?
I don't know. I
Well-
doubt it because as we mentioned before, the only time frame we have of the last time,
Oh yeah.
the only confirmed date that we have of the last time the four heroes were here was roughly 100 years ago, thanks to Victoria
Yeah.
saying that it's obvious to us she was raised by the shield hero.
Yeah.
It's never actually confirmed in the first season of the show.
But I think why everybody hates the shield hero is because he's the hero of the demi-humans.
Probably,
Yep,
yeah.
that-
Because the
true.
demi-humans love the shield hero. He is their shield, and there's a slight racism in the world of the demi-humans
Demis,
and
right.
normal humans.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they hate the shield hero,
Well,
because
like
they
that-
were alluding to it a bit, but they weren't doing a good job of
just explaining
yeah.
like the also okay, sure, that's why people in general don't like the shield hero.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever, like that's subtle. I can appreciate subtlety, but like
Right.
it still doesn't explain why the king seems to hate the shield hero on such
Well,
a base level.
the thing with the king is he did say at one point when he was talking to Melty, his youngest daughter, that he was like, "Oh, I'm here. She's gonna cost us my family again." He thought like so. A previous shield hero must have either did something that his family got like
Yeah.
dramatized their whole
Yeah.
family, or like Juwan said, he could have stolen the queen from one of
Well, more
the
likely,
kings or something.
Because remember,
more likely than not, first off, as it's made clear, extremely clear, the king isn't a royal. He married into royal.
yeah.
So I can understand why, if that is the case, he would be very upset about that. But like the whole taking his family from him is one throwaway line. So like I guess that's why I overlooked it. It was more just like that. That was my only real problem. For the run of the anime, they do explain stuff, but the stuff that they explain first, like I disagree with its priorities. I would like
Yeah.
to know why the king hates the shield hero sooner than like roughly halfway through the anime. I think is when that discussion with his youngest and heir to the throne daughter happens.
But I wonder something. Were there 4 more cardinal heroes in between Nofumi's time and the one that raised
Like-
Victoria? Because
like-
remember, she says that Filolio's memory are notoriously
Yeah.
short.
Well,
Yeah.
that's part of it, but that's why I said the only confirmed time was roughly 100 years.
Yeah.
That's the only confirmed time.
Yeah.
There easily could have been shield heroes that showed up in the king's lifetime.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's something they can go over in season 2. It's more just, all right, so you have this person that hates another person. Are you going to explain it? Yes? All right, cool. When are you going to explain it? Like halfway through the anime, by the time you the audience, already hate this person for no reason hating on the main character
Yeah.
viewpoint. Oh, okay, cool. Like that seems like a bad move, but whatever. Like that's, and I keep bringing it up because that's really my only problem with the anime. They didn't explain where the queen was soon enough. It's like, okay, she's away from the throne. Why?
Yeah,
It's a
the
really
world
basic
building
thing.
the world building wasn't that great for the
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, like it wasn't that great, but it wasn't that terrible either.
No.
There are
Yeah,
minor points like how they establish. You mentioned that the demi-humans love the shield hero because the shield hero was nice to the demi-humans.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, that leading to people not liking him because he liked them. Sure, like the racism against demi-humans is very clear.
They actually do a lot of great jobs of touching at some darker things, like the whole slave market and how they enslaved all the demi-humans and whatnot,
Yeah,
which is
like-
how Nofumi met Ralph Talia,
Yeah, like the slave trader is a major character from the first few episodes, and like despite him being a slave trader, I actually liked him.
Yeah.
Well, I liked him
He
because
he had an amusing personality.
he
did.
he gave Nafumi a chance. Like, yeah, he's supposedly a bad guy because he's a slave trader. I'm not trying to say no, but
Yeah.
He didn't just say, "Oh, well, get out of here. I don't like you because of the king." Nah, he saw opportunity to still make money.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I'm gonna make my money either way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
like-
want this? Here it is. Give me your money. I'm
Like-
gonna give it to you.
That's another thing. Like he's him, couple other people, true businessmen at heart. It's like, all right, other people don't like you, but are you a good source of business? All right, cool. I don't care.
Elhart.
Like,
Well,
Yeah.
Elhart was another one. He
well,
was
the
fantastic.
show did a great job with just like doing the characters that I think they kind of wanted to focus on, like making you pay more attention to the characters in the world, but like in this world where the
main characters are
in this world just in general where like you kind of need a little explanation just to help you out a little bit.
right.
I still think they did a great job with the characters, like the way how smart Nofumi is, where he's like, I can't attack things because I'm weak, and I can't level up because I can't attack things, so I'm going
vicious
to
cycle.
yeah, it's a vicious cycle, so all I can do is defend. So I'm going to go get me this slave, and I'm going to have her fight for me, and she's going to end up becoming, one of my strongest party members. And I like how they really did lean into the whole MMO thing, because the game, watching the game scene, I already referred to it as a game. The show made me reminisce on my journey through Final Fantasy 14, which did the same exact thing. They just threw you in a world and explained absolutely nothing. It's still a great game. Love that game. And it did make me a little reminiscent, like when he got Philo. It reminded me when I got my Chocobo in Final Fantasy 14. It does a great job on harping on that MMO kind of aspect to it.
Right.
And just the way that, like, you like these side characters. You like Philo. You like Vittoria. You kind of hate the spear and the bow and the sword hero.
Yeah.
You hate mine. I was reading through the comments on Crunchyroll, and everyone was like, if somebody doesn't kill her right now, I swear to God, I'm going to jump through the screen and rip her neck off her
I just
shoulders.
despise
Like-
mine. Like, she just needs to go away. Okay, you got overstepped from being the next in line because this is the reason. You act like a child. You lie. Well, who would want you
yeah.
to be a ruler? Come on
she's,
now.
She's even more childish than her little sister and is a compulsive liar. But like, you touched on a couple things. One, like, the first thing I wanted to comment on was, like, Reftalia. The whole, like, I'm going to get a slave thing is from him fresh coming off of mine pretending to be his party member and trustworthy, and then the next day accusing him of rape. So now he no longer trusts people.
Yeah.
The only reason he trusts the slave is because of the slave crests. So if they act out against him, they
You get your
magic-
ass.
Yeah, like the magic immediately flares up. The other thing is, like, we were looking at a bunch of animes, and like one of the ones, Lord something in the Marksman was one of the ones you.
It was
Lord Vanadis.
yeah.
Yeah, Lord Vanadis in the Marksman is like, it's not an isekai. It's like it's more like harem anime thing that's set in a fantasy world. It does something more mature here, where, okay, I get that mine is an important character, so they can't kill her off, but I noticed a bunch of lesser characters, like how in the other show it immediately introduces the rival noble, and then by episode 3 he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, he actually dies. Nobody actually dies in this anime.
That's
No, they don't.
well,
Hey,
well,
let me finish. Let me finish.
well, I'll let you finish. We're gonna
Like-
let him
like-
finish.
Like, yes, I am aware that the noble dies in the anime after he summons the dragon, which, yeah, cool design, looks like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
And some people do actually die, but none of the people you want to die die soon enough or die at all.
That's true.
Like, that was another, like, issue I had with the anime of, like, just let them kill people. Like,
Yeah.
like, kill actual people. Give it some more weight rather than, like let the heroes dirty their hands, please. Because, one, the people I want to die, I want to be dead. Just let them be dead, please. Like, the
Yeah.
only thing that the heroes actively kill is the Pope. And that's just 'cause the Pope is already trying to kill them.
Well, the thing with the Pope, what I loved about that is because he had a weapon that had all the whole. He had the holy weapon.
Yeah.
That had the sword, the spear, the bow, transformation powers all in one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't fault that fight at all. That was a good fight. I
Oh,
liked
it was
that fight.
fantastic, especially the move that killed him. The
Blood sacrament.
blood sacrifice was like.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
That whole battle between them, it actually showed how they should fight with each other
Yeah.
instead of apart, and see how good it happened.
I mean,
Like,
like yes, it happened very well that way, but it also shows like one of the things I didn't really get from the get-go is like, why is it like incentivizing them to level up apart? But then it's later revealed that that's because one nation isn't supposed to have all 4 heroes.
dang straight.
Each nation is only supposed to have at most one hero.
One hero.
So that they can defend the waves that come to each of those nations. So actually, yeah, that makes sense. But like by working together, they aren't supposed to work together as one unit of 4 party in one location. They're supposed to fight waves in separate locations. So that's why it's so important that they work together more in that they just synchronize what they're doing. That's it. Like just keep up to date with each other.
It was just, I don't know, like the whole thing, like, at some point, you would think, like, and in the hero complex, on all 3 of the other heroes kind of weigh into this,
Yeah.
you would think that at some point they'd be like, oh, wow, this is serious. We should probably work together, instead of, oh, well, he's the shield and he's trash. And it's like, he's the shield, so he's going to be keeping you alive. You know, you're only as good as your strongest support hero.
Like he's the defense, obviously being the shield.
But what I liked about that is him even being the shield. He had moves that were even better than the sword, spear, and bow combined.
Well,
The
yeah.
Iron Maiden, that was like.
Yeah, like he unlocked some cool shit through that like rage, wrath system as it later becomes called. But that's also like what I was mentioning, a part of the wish fulfillment, how the other 3 heroes are incompetent because the shield hero is the one we're following.
Yep.
If we were following any of the other ones, it would just have them be the competent one, and the shield hero would be mildly incompetent like the rest of them.
I would have liked to look at Isekai and Ren's parties a little bit more, just to kind of build them up a little bit, to maybe show a different side of them. It kind of pulled a sword art and was like, all right, here's your guy, go follow him. And it's like, but what about all these other interesting characters? Nope, go follow them.
Like I don't necessarily want their parties to be fully fleshed out characters. But
No.
I would like them to be more than just, all right, so we know the entire party of the shield hero, we know mine from the spear hero, and then that's it. We don't know anything about any of the other ones.
And then the green-haired girl that Isekai kicks out at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't know Ren's. I don't know nobody from Ren's.
But I don't
At
care
all.
about their parties. I just want to know more about Isekai and Ren and Moriatsu themselves.
That's
like,
true.
You know?
Because Moriatsu butts heads with Naofumi so much, we do know more about Moriatsu. But you're right. Like, it would be nice if in season 2 we follow the other heroes.
3 heroes, yeah.
Yeah, the other 3 heroes for maybe like 1 episode apiece.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Now, we did watch the trailer for season 2, which is coming out April 6th. And it seems like they might do that a little bit more. Because, I'm not going to say it was a flawless anime. It had a lot of flaws
Oh, it had
to
mistakes. Yeah, they could have worked, touched up some
Definitely, it seemed like it, and it's hard to do this with like isekai and just in general. World building is very important,
right?
and even character development is very important. I liked watching Raphtalia physically and mentally grow. Like, you literally watch her grow before your eyes. Like, she was a child, and then in the next episode, she's like an adult, and you're like,
yeah.
Wow. And it was a cool moment when Naofumi finally realized that. And he was like, who are you? And she's like, it's me, it's Raphtalia. Like, I've been behind you this entire time.
Yeah.
But I want to see, like, the other characters also grow. I got tired of the same dynamic of we hate you because of the things you're accused of, instead of,
Yeah.
you know, maybe by the time they actually start to grow a little bit, they almost got nuked by the priest.
Also,
And then
you did have Glass. Don't forget Glass.
yeah, well, we'll touch on them in a little bit. But they almost get nuked by the priest, and then things go right back to the way they were. Like, all right, we should all fight together. Okay, we all hate each other again. And it's like, but why? But why?
Yeah, like I understand part of it is just plot contrivances, but like, you're right. It would be nice if we actually got to see the character growth of the other heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also mentioned how they had a hero complex. Each of them, it's fully shown off from the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because
you
they're
can
all
tell that.
making demands, and you know what? Considering the oldest among them is 21, that guy thinks he's not a kid. But let's be honest, you don't actually become an adult until somewhere in your mid-20s.
That's true.
That is true.
That's true.
But yeah, and then like you said, we got towards the end of the anime because
Oh right. Well, like before we get off on this, I will cut the most breaks to Ren, the
I will
superhero, because he's 16. He is the youngest of them.
yeah, I cut him breaks because he is still a child, that his mind is still developing.
He
So
hasn't even graduated high school yet.
exactly, and that's why like at the end he's like, you know, I will become stronger than Nofumi has ever dreamed of, because he's a kid, and that's what he still thinks he needs to be powerful. Not he needs to work as a team.
Yeah.
And like Bill said, you know, we had, because for some reason that's the other thing that kind of got on my nerves about this anime, was they like opening up too many candy bars at one time and not finishing one.
Yeah.
They introduce Glass in the second wave, and then later it's revealed that they introduced these, which is weird because, again, something they didn't explain. Why is it that Glass appeared in the wave, but oh god, what was the other? Lark and
Oh god.
his girlfriend or whatever,
The gem.
the gem chick. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't they? You know, why didn't they have a countdown timer on you know, their person? Why were they able to survive so long? And it's like, for season 2, I would like a little. Not, you don't have to spend a whole episode explaining something to me like most anime does, but I would like a little more explanation in season 2.
Yeah, no, like because they were clearly just set up for season 2 bait.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that those heroes only showed up towards the end, so that it could be a reveal of, oh hey, by the way, these things that you've seen in the opening, they're not just showing up in the opening because they're going to party up with him during the extra XP event. No, they show up because they're actually heroes from another, like, not isekai strictly heroes from another world, like literally the waves are actually evidently when there's something of a dimensional nexus, and other heroes from other worlds for whatever reason
can cross them.
have to cross over
Yeah.
and kill an opposing hero to deal with their waves.
But I liked how they set that up with Futoria, and she kind of alluded to that, like, you know, you have to decide, what are you fighting for? Are you fighting for the world, or are you fighting for the people in the world?
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
And I enjoyed that. Yeah, season 2 is coming out soon. I'm gonna watch it. It was a good show. I like.
I'm definitely gonna
You know,
watch season 2. I like the anime. It was fantastic. I mean, like,
barring its problems, I liked it.
There's plot holes and everything. You know, you gotta deal with what you get.
Yeah, like I said before we started recording, like when we do these, I want to watch it in both tracks just to see what the difference actually is between the Japanese sub and the English dub. But like, I had just watched it, so I was still processing all of the like plot hole, like not even the plot holes. It like the thing I just kept harping on him. Why didn't you explain stuff sooner?
Yeah.
That I just didn't want to rewatch it. Like in Jujutsu Kaisen, I actually did rewatch some episodes, not the entire thing, but some episodes in the Japanese. Because like that's a really engrossing show.
It is.
This is a good show.
I'm gonna watch the movie.
Yeah, no, like that.
Yeah,
that
I
was
can't wait to watch
That was
it.
actually one of the things I meant to ask you guys if you'd watched the movie yet. But like,
No, I'm going.
I gotta find a day to go and watch it.
But That's okay. There we go. The movie like completely derailed the train of thought of like Jujutsu Kaisen is a good first anime. This isn't a terrible first anime, but it wasn't
Nah,
one I would recommend as a first
I'll put
anime.
this
No.
as like you got like
If you
dip your foot in like into like
Into
something.
the isekai.
Yeah, like
sure.
this is something if you
this-
want to.
well, even still, like if you want to dip your foot in the isekai, I'll always recommend Konosuba.
Yeah.
And then branching out to like maybe something older, like Inuyasha, then maybe something
Yu Yu
like
Hakusho.
Sword Art Online. You know,
Like Yu Yu Hakusho is not really what I'd call an isekai. Like I would
go
definitely
to the
recommend.
demon world though. So.
He goes to it, but he's not stranded in another world. And
yeah,
like,
isekai is you're stranded in the other world, like Digimon.
which is why
They were
like
stranded. They're trying to get back home.
right, which is why like even Inuyasha is kind of sketchy because
Yeah, because
eventually
technically she ain't
Kagome-
stranded either
Yes.
because she goes
because
through.
technically Kagome actually
back and
regains,
forth.
Yes, regains the ability to come and go as she pleases.
Yeah,
So whatever.
Yeah, you
wishy-
can't really get
like, it's
Bleach
kind of
either, 'cause
wishy-washy.
Bleach is the same thing.
Yeah,
It's on
kind
the
of
line.
wishy-washy there, but
Yeah.
yeah, like getting back to the point, I wouldn't recommend this as a first anime. As a first isekai, sure. Like recommending Konosuba, very good idea. I feel like they should be at least somewhat familiar with the tropes that Konosuba is making fun of
yeah.
before they watch Konosuba. Otherwise, a bunch of the
Well-
charm is going to go right over the viewer's head.
If I really had to think about it, because oh yeah, we're doing Isekai month. By the way, this is why we're talking about this. If I really had to do this, I would probably, even though it's against my better judgment, I would probably recommend Sword Art Online as a first Isekai, just because it's simple enough that you can follow. Like the first like season, like Sword Art Online,
Season
the Einkrad and
Yeah.
Alfheim Online section, and then if you want to go to watch SAO2, you can.
Really, if we're just
Alcatraz was a good season.
if we're just recommending something to get a baseline, I would recommend Sword Art Online, but I'd only recommend they watch the first season, or at least try to watch the first season, because
Try to is the keyword.
hey, maybe their tastes are more discerning than ours. And
Yeah.
and like, to be fair to us in the past, this was back when anime was still only airing one episode at a time every week.
That was a
That's
pain.
true.
Now,
That was a pain.
like
They will never know that struggle.
they will never know that struggle, and also like right now it actually becomes so obvious. Like we'll get into this more when we actually discuss Sword Art Online, since that is the next anime we're doing. But like Digibro, the reason it was so obvious to him, aside from his analytical mind, because like he's one of the guys who says that the 3-episode test is bullshit. You should be able to tell from the first episode. It's not just that. It's the fact that he binged all of them. So all of the
Oh, God, bless him.
all of the flaws in it were much more obvious to him than the standard viewer.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it was a good show. If we had to plug it into the weirdo meter, our little rating system, I don't know why I'm talking to a camera. It's not there. If we had to plug it into the weirdo meter, what would you guys give it?
No, it's definitely like at least in the 70s, because it's something I would recommend to watch. So like I feel like a watch recommendation is something that should get like a C grade on the American grading scale.
Yeah.
Like I'd recommend it, but I wouldn't highly recommend it. Like once you get into the B and A range, like that's where you really recommend. No, you should definitely watch this anime. Like since we didn't have this meter before, to like give it a context, I would say that Jujutsu Kaisen is at least a 95, probably higher.
97. 97.
Frick, I'm giving
97,
it. I'm giving
98.
it straight up 100.
For Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen is a straight up 100.
Yeah.
Now, if
Yeah,
I'm
like-
Shield Hero, for me, it's probably about like a 86, maybe 87, somewhere like BB plus, you know?
that's
Yeah, like
generous.
I would probably give it like
I wouldn't
70
expect that from you.
Like I would probably give it like a 75. Maybe like 79 at the highest, but like I would not give it any higher than what would equate to a C, because it's good, but it's not something I'm going to like jump up and recommend to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like an 80, just because like I said, like a nice solid B, maybe B minus because on the weirdo meter because it was good. I liked it. I really like the show. I'm a sucker for video game style isekai anime, and I liked it, but it has its flaws. Like we said, the world building was just okay. I wish you would kind of explain stuff a little earlier, and maybe flesh out your plot a little more in season 2 because there really wasn't other than fight the waves, there really wasn't a directive or any direction for the show to go in. So it was just kind of like playing a Dark Souls game where they just dump you in and go, all right, have fun. And you're like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Well, if for my taste, I'll probably give it I'll give it a good solid 78.
78?
78's not bad. I like the anime, I do. But recommendation wise, I would not be like, hey, look, if you're just starting off, you should watch this. No. I'm gonna tell them to go watch Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe like AOT, something like that's new so they could just get a glimpse. Nothing that's been out for a while because this has been out for a while.
Like this one,
you gotta work yourself up.
Right.
Yeah.
This one's been out for a while, but it's been out for a while in that it came out in 2019.
Yeah.
Like that is 3 years ago now, and they're
but anime life, a 3-year anime is
Yeah.
Anime evolves so drastically, even from month to month. It's
I know.
insane.
Yeah.
I know.
So-
I know it does, but I was just saying it's still a pretty modern anime, so
no,
it's
I
something
get it.
that could be reasonably suggested to somebody. And the reason I even brought up the time is the only reason we haven't seen season 2 earlier is because unfortunately 2019 and then 2020 happens, COVID.
Yeah.
So that has fucked up all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But I hope that gave them time to kind of
Yeah, I'm sure
level out the show.
I'm sure it at least gave them time to work on the writing a lot. I'm guessing they didn't have a lot of chance to do any of the animation until
No.
I mean, the animation in
the
this
last couple
season
years.
was
Yeah.
the animation in this season I thought was great.
Yeah,
I didn't think there was any problem with the animation.
I
'cause-
mentioned the
because-
animation because that requires people to work in the studio,
Yeah,
which
that's
I'm sure
true.
they weren't allowed to do. The animation here is good. Even the last anime we did, which none of us liked, Madoka Manager. The animation was good. It had some good visual ticks to it, but
I like the so
yeah, that so no,
The animation didn't
not
do
at all. The
do that
animation,
much for me.
whatever. Let's not go down that road.
All right.
I only brought up animation because it's literally something that needs to be done in the studio.
That's true. That's
So that's what I liked what Trey and Matt did for South Park employees. They brought them all these really high end computers so they can animate from their homes.
that's good.
But yeah, season 2 comes out April 6th. I hope they. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say do a better job, but I hope
Improve.
it steps it up a level where the show really kicks it into high gear. Because for a while, I was watching the show and I kind of and this is why I watched it in dub because I had it on in the background while I was doing other things. Oh my god! Just so I could just listen to it because I kind of did it more as a podcast. But there were episodes that I sat down. I was like, oh, this is actually really good. And I enjoy this. But my main gripe with it, if these are my final thoughts, were it had no weight to it. Like you said, there was no there was no consequences. Somebody, like you said, somebody important in the show needed to die. Even if you I would have liked it even if Philo had died, when they teased killing her, so he unlocked that rage shield.
Yeah, when he cursed the dragon,
Yeah,
she got swallowed. Yeah.
If she had actually died, that would have been an important character that died. That at the beginning of the show, there is a character death that leads to the shield heroes getting summoned in the first place. However, that happened off screen, off screen the series hadn't even started. So
I didn't even see it.
That's the other thing. They need to happen on screen. It should happen on screen so that it can carry the full weight.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like how I brought it up before. The noble died, but the noble didn't even die when he backed out the window and fell from like 2 or 3 stories.
He was like, "How's he still alive?"
Like I didn't question how he was still alive. Magic's a thing.
Yeah.
But I just like when Nofumi said that. He was just like, "How's he still alive?"
Yeah, yeah, like that's fair. But like
we need a crushing death. Like
Yeah.
somebody that's beloved in this show needs to die. Like if
All right, I'm gonna-
Raphtalia dies.
That's what I was about to say. I'm going to ask a final question. Do you kill Raphtalia?
Oh gosh, she dies. I think that has to be like a season series finale kind of thing as part of
I don't think she does, but do
yeah,
you kill
like,
her?
I don't think they're going to kill her. They're like they've already
Might kill
teased
Philo.
Philo. They're not going to kill Philo if they didn't actually kill her the first time. Nobody in his immediate party is going to die. Like if somebody important's going to die, my guess is it's like
One of the
there's
heroes?
obvious
No.
Well, maybe not
Oh,
one
no.
of the 4. Not one of the 4 heroes. I think he meant like what I was about to say. Actually, is it wouldn't surprise me if one of the 3 invading heroes dies. What I was going to suggest is like an actual ally dying. I think it would be the queen.
I was thinking more along the lines of Melty.
Yeah.
We
You know
want-
what? If Melty would have died, I think that would be dramatic because she is next in line.
Yeah.
And I think her mom would freaking lose her mind, like go ballistic. And
Yeah.
Well, so enough for me because, it's a part
Oh,
of his
yeah,
hair.
I feel like-
he's going to.
I feel like if Glass were to kill her in front of him,
yeah.
oh,
do
that
something.
would just. I feel like he'll unlock a different shield, like a death shield or
Yeah,
something.
or something because like you sympathize with his like rage and hatred,
pain,
but in his
though.
pain, but like it's just nothing crushing. But
Yeah, like especially at this point, the only thing that's going to advance the actual wrath part is if a character that is significant to Naofumi dies.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
but that was the Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah.
Hopefully they release all the episodes so while we're doing Isekai month, we are able to
Watch them all.
watch them all and then review
Yeah,
season
then we
2.
can like do that as a bookend sort of thing.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be great.
But the bookend idea I had, I'm not gonna say it on here. It's gonna be kind of a surprise. But yeah, it would, like I said, definitely like a nice 80 from me. You think you said 76, and you said 70,
No, I said
He said
79, man.
79, and you said 74, Josh.
No. I initially I said something like 75, but after hearing you guys, like, yeah, no, it's not that bad. So like, raise it up to like 77.
77. All right, yeah, so that's not bad.
Solid C's
So
plus.
if I could do quick maths, which I'm not good at, it probably medians out to like a 79
Yeah,
for a group rating.
Group rating 79. Why
So-
not?
It probably median out to more like
80.
78, but either way, it averages out to something like a C plus.
Yeah, so
So,
it was a good show. Next week was Sword Art Online. I'm gonna shout them out one more time. Somebody reached out to me a couple of weeks ago. Anime Patterns on Instagram, animepatterns.com. They have a podcast. Check him out. He's got some cool anime merch.
check them out. Get some merch.
Yeah.
Episode 4. And like I said, excuse why this is just audio. We're going to be experimenting with different ways to run the show.
The next episode.
Next episode is going to have the camera back. It's going to be audio and video.
That's like, and also for those that, for whatever reason, dove into this episode first, probably because Shield Hero is your favorite anime. I don't know.
Don't
The
hate us.
previous, the previous episode had technical difficulties,
Yeah.
so we're kind of incentivized to go as low tech as possible, at least right now.
Yeah, and right now. Eventually, maybe when I save up enough money, we'll get a better camera and a whole system to
Well, like
set it up.
We're
all the
sooner.
chips on the table, like it doesn't matter how good our equipment is. Unfortunately, the technical difficulty was there was a power
An act
outage.
of God.
Yeah, there was a power outage while you were editing it. There is no way around that
You know
unless
what?
you
You
have
know
a
what?
backup battery
he didn't even
directly
like
connected to your
He
computer.
didn't like
Even
Madoka
God hated
Magica.
Madoka
Yeah, that's
Magica.
what it was. I told you. I told you not to pick that dang anime.
Even God hated Madoka Magica. Oh my god, dude. All right, guys. Oh yeah, and we're in the middle of a rebrand. So if you haven't, actually, no, I'm not gonna leave that to you guys.
No.
We'll find out what the name of the show is soon. I was gonna leave it to you guys, but I know we're gonna end up with something like Cockbite Anime or something. So
Yeah, nothing like that. We'll make a decision
Yeah.
soon.
plus, Cockbite's already taken. They're known as Rooster Teeth. Fun fact. Ending it on a fun fact. We'll see you guys next time. I'm pointing to an invisible camera. We'll see you guys next time for the Sword Art Online episode.
All right, take it easy.
Bye.